Did you know it's basically impossible to eat just one Lay's chip? There's actually a reason for that. And today we're going to show you exactly how they make these chips so addictive. In this video, you'll watch potatoes transform into those irresistible crispy snacks through every step of the manufacturing journey. You'll see the machines that wash, slice and fry them, plus how they add those mouth-watering flavors that keep you reaching for more. And have you ever wondered why those bags seem filled with air? The answer might surprise you when we reveal the truth behind this mystery. If you're enjoying this journey into the world of Lay's chips, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more fun and fascinating insights like this. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Ever wonder why Lay's chips taste different from the ones you might try to make at home? It's not your cooking skills. It starts with the potato, and not just any potato will do. Lay's isn't grabbing random spuds from the produce section. They're incredibly picky about which potatoes make the cut. Look at the varieties they use: Atlantic, Snowden and Lady Rosetta. These specially selected varieties have characteristics your typical grocery store potatoes simply don't possess. The magic lies in their internal composition. These potatoes contain the perfect balance of high starch and low sugar content, creating that signature Lay's crunch. Think of it like a perfectly tuned instrument. When all the internal components are balanced just right, the result is that harmonious crunch we all recognize. This balance matters tremendously in chip making. Potatoes with excess sugar burn quickly during frying and develop an unappetizing dark brown color. Without enough starch, they fail to achieve proper crispness. This delicate equilibrium gives Lay's chips their golden hue and perfect texture. That's why slicing a random potato from your kitchen rarely produces Lay's quality results. The farming process matches the technological sophistication you'd expect from a global snack leader. Their potato fields are monitored using smart soil sensors that continuously track moisture and nutrient levels throughout the growing season. Picture farmers reviewing colorful digital maps of their fields on tablets, showing exactly which areas need more water or nutrients, like doctors checking vital signs, but for potatoes. This real-time data enables incredibly precise adjustments to growing conditions. Timing is crucial when growing chip potatoes. Harvest them too early, and they lack sufficient starch. Wait too long, and starches convert to sugars, ruining their chip-making potential. Lay's has perfected this timing, harvesting at the precise moment when the starch-to-sugar ratio is ideal. The harvesting operation is impressive in scale. Massive automated harvesters plow through fields, collecting thousands of potatoes hourly while simultaneously sorting them. These sophisticated machines immediately reject damaged potatoes, discarding any with cuts, bruises or green spots before they even leave the field. After harvesting, the clock starts ticking. These potatoes rush to processing facilities within hours of being dug up, as any delay triggers chemical changes that affect the chip's final taste and texture. Once at the factory, every batch undergoes a crucial quality test. Technicians actually fry sample chips on the spot to verify the potatoes will produce the right crunch and flavor. If these test chips fall short of Lay's standards, they might reject the entire truckload. That's the level of quality control ensuring your bag of Lay's delivers that perfect chip experience every time. Those potatoes that pass the quality test aren't headed straight for the fryer just yet. The factory washing system uses more water in an hour than your home will use all month. This isn't just about removing dirt. It's about engineering the perfect surface for what comes next. When those trucks unload at the factory, the potatoes arrive caked with field soil and agricultural debris. The cleaning process begins with an industrial-grade hygiene system that far surpasses your quick rinse under the tap. Thorough washing removes excess starch from the surface, crucial for preventing chips from sticking together and cooking unevenly. The washing stage is like watching a carefully choreographed cleaning ballet, explains a factory technician. Each potato gets the exact same treatment, which is why every chip in your bag has that consistent crunch. The potatoes tumble into massive industrial washing drums, where high-pressure water jets and giant rotating brushes work in perfect harmony. The force is precisely calibrated, strong enough to remove dirt, but gentle enough to protect the potatoes. This thorough cleaning prepares them for the perfect peeling that follows. The washing systems use thousands of gallons per hour, but advanced filtration technology captures, cleans, and recycles most of this water, making the operation surprisingly eco-friendly despite its scale. After their power wash, the potatoes move to the peeling zone. Commercial chips require completely smooth surfaces for consistent cooking. The potatoes travel through specialized machines with friction rollers that efficiently remove all skin while preserving the valuable potato beneath. These industrial peelers work through abrasion or steam methods, creating perfectly smooth potatoes ready for slicing. Even the best mechanical systems need backup. That's where high-tech quality control enters the picture. The peeled potatoes pass through optical sorting technology with AI systems that scan each potato for imperfections. These smart scanners detect and remove any remaining blemishes or green spots that would affect flavor. Throughout this process, trained workers monitor quality control screens showing detailed close-up images of the moving potatoes. They make quick adjustments if the machines start letting too many defects slip through. This blend of cutting-edge technology and human expertise ensures consistent quality. The thoroughness of this cleaning process is essential for perfect chips. Any tiny imperfection on the potato surface could ruin the texture of thousands of chips or cause uneven cooking, compromising the consistent experience Lay's is famous for. While you might give a potato a quick scrub at home, factory potatoes undergo such meticulous preparation that by the time they reach the slicing stage, they're cleaned to a standard impossible to achieve in your kitchen. This obsessive attention to cleaning is a key reason why store-bought chips have such consistent texture and flavor. When every potato meets exactly the same cleanliness standard, the resulting chips deliver the same satisfying crispness and taste in every bag. Those pristinely cleaned potatoes are about to encounter a level of precision that would make Swiss watchmakers jealous. I bet you've never thought much about why every Lay's chip has that perfect crunch. Turns out, it's all about thickness. A precisely controlled measurement between 1.3 millimeters and 1.7 millimeters that Lay's engineers have determined delivers the ultimate snacking experience. After cleaning, the potatoes zip toward massive slicing machines that look more like something from a sci-fi movie than food processing equipment. These technological marvels are the unsung heroes of the chip-making process. They slice with mind-boggling speed and consistency, as if the blades were sculpting potato works of art in real time. Watch those potatoes enter the slicers, and you'll see why homemade chips never quite match up. The machines use razor-sharp rotating blades that spin at dizzying speeds. Each slice emerges virtually identical to the next. How precise? We're talking tenths of a millimeter, about the thickness of 4 sheets of paper stacked together. These industrial slicers operate at speeds that are hard to comprehend. At peak performance, they create up to 8,000 slices per minute. That's over 130 every second. Yet somehow they maintain perfect consistency throughout. This uniformity ensures that every chip cooks at exactly the same rate during frying, essential for that signature Lay's texture. But thickness is only part of the equation. Once sliced, those perfect potato discs take another bath, this time in cold, temperature-controlled water. This crucial step washes away excess surface starch, preventing chips from sticking together during frying. Without this step, you'd end up with potato clumps instead of individual crispy chips. After their cold water dip, the slices travel along vibrating conveyor belts designed to shake off excess water. This prevents dangerous oil splattering and ensures consistent texture and taste. The conveyors vibrate at specific frequencies calculated to remove water without damaging the delicate potato slices. The entire system, from slicing to water removal, operates with remarkable efficiency, a seamless choreography of mechanical movements, producing thousands of identical potato slices ready for the fryer. What's fascinating is how this precise thickness affects your eating experience. The measurement between 1.3 millimeters and 1.7 millimeters creates the perfect ratio of crispy exterior to flavorful interior. Too thick? You'd struggle to bite through them comfortably. They'd feel more like crackers. Too thin? They'd burn quickly in the fryer or break apart before reaching the bag. This exact thickness also affects how the chips interact with your taste buds. The moment of that satisfying crunch is engineered through this precise measurement. It delivers maximum sensory pleasure when you bite down, triggering reward centers in your brain that keep your hand reaching back into the bag. It's this scientific precision that makes it nearly impossible to eat just one chip. Those vibrating conveyor belts deliver our potato slices to the heart of the Lay's operation, massive industrial fryers where chemistry and precision engineering collide. Ever wonder why you can't replicate that perfect Lay's crunch at home? The secret lies in these fryers, where even a 5-second timing error could mean the difference between snack perfection and a batch headed for the trash. These aren't your kitchen deep fryers. They're enormous stainless steel titans that stretch across the factory floor. Inside them, thousands of gallons of oil bubble away in a carefully controlled environment where potato slices undergo their critical transformation. The oil temperature maintains a precise 350 degrees Fahrenheit through sophisticated control systems that would make a NASA engineer nod in appreciation. This temperature isn't chosen randomly. It's the exact sweet spot where potato slices transform into chips with that signature golden hue and perfect crunch. Just 3 degrees too hot, you'll get bitter, dark chips. A few degrees too cool, they'll absorb too much oil, becoming greasy and pale. Timing works in perfect harmony with temperature. Each batch stays in the fryer for exactly 3 to 4 minutes in a delicate dance of heat and time. The exact cooking time isn't fixed though. It's calculated on the fly based on multiple variables, including the potato variety being used, the thickness of the current batch, and even the moisture content of those particular potatoes. Watch what happens when those potato slices hit the oil. It's actually pretty cool. They immediately start bubbling furiously as their high water content, about 80%, rapidly evaporates. This creates countless tiny air pockets throughout the slice, giving Lay's chips their distinctive light texture and satisfying crunch. Look inside the fryers and you'll spot something fascinating: rotating paddles that gently guide the potato slices. These carefully engineered components ensure each slice cooks evenly on all sides while preventing them from sticking together. This scientific approach to circulation guarantees that every chip achieves the perfect texture and crunch that makes Lay's famous. Even the oil selection is part of the science experiment. Lay's chooses specific oils for their flavor neutrality and high smoke point, allowing the natural potato flavor to be the star of the show. A lower quality oil with a strong taste would mask the delicate potato flavor they've worked so hard to preserve. After their precisely timed oil bath, the golden chips need to shed excess oil. This critical draining phase removes just enough oil to keep the chips crispy without making them too dry. The factory uses advanced drying techniques that strike the perfect balance. What we're witnessing in these fryers is the most dramatic transformation in chip making. In under 4 minutes, raw potato slices are completely reborn. Their structure, texture, appearance, and flavor fundamentally altered through a carefully orchestrated symphony of temperature, timing, and motion, setting the stage for the finishing touches that will complete the perfect chip. Those golden chips fresh from the fryer are about to enter the most scientifically calculated step of their journey, one that transforms them from merely crispy to downright irresistible. Ever wondered why you can't stop after just one chip? The answer isn't willpower, it's neuroscience. As the hot chips move along conveyor belts to drain excess oil, they're heading toward what food engineers call flavor application stations, massive rotating drums that look like industrial clothes dryers. But instead of fabric softener, these drums apply something far more sophisticated. Inside these rotating chambers, fine mist sprayers release precisely calibrated amounts of seasoning powder. The drums rotate at carefully calculated speeds, fast enough to coat each chip evenly, but gentle enough not to break them. A delicate snowstorm swirls inside each metal cylinder, with seasoning particles dancing and settling onto every ridge and curve of the potato chips. The magic behind this process lies in the science of what's being sprayed. Lay's flavor development teams have mapped out flavor curves, like composers arranging taste symphonies that play out from the moment a chip touches your tongue until the aftertaste fades away. Dr. Sarah Chen, whose PhD research focused on sensory perception, explains the meticulous design process. We calculate precisely when the salt hits, when the savory notes develop, when the underlying potato flavor emerges, and how long the finish should last. It's like composing music for your taste buds, with different notes hitting at different moments. The seasonings combine salt, sugar, and flavor enhancers with military precision to trigger multiple taste receptors simultaneously. This creates what scientists describe as a flavor harmony that stimulates your brain's reward centers, hitting the bliss point. That balance where your brain registers pleasure without complete satisfaction. Food neuroscientist Dr. Michael Lowe, who studies how foods interact with brain chemistry, elaborates. The bliss point isn't accidental. It's engineered to provide enough pleasure to activate reward pathways without the sense of fullness that would make you stop eating. Your brain essentially keeps seeking that perfect hit of flavor. Consistency presents enormous challenges. A production line produces over 1 million chips hourly, and each one must taste identical. Even microscopic differences in seasoning could drive consumers to switch brands after a disappointing experience. That's why quality control technicians sample chips throughout production shifts. These specialists can detect subtle deviations from the established flavor profile, testing batches against reference standards and making immediate adjustments when needed. What makes this process remarkable is how it combines sensory science with psychology. The flavors interact with your brain chemistry to create a mild form of dependence, triggering dopamine release with each crispy, flavor-packed bite. The effect is measurable. Food scientists track the consumption continuation rate, which exceeds 90% for brands like Lay's. This remarkable statistic reveals the power of their flavor engineering. Once you start crunching, that perfectly seasoned snowstorm of flavor makes it nearly impossible to close the bag. With their perfectly calibrated flavors locked in, these addictive chips would be worthless without one final critical step. The enemies of freshness, oxygen, moisture, and light are poised to destroy all that careful engineering in just hours. What looks like extra air in those bags isn't a marketing trick to sell you less product. It's actually one of the food industry's most clever preservation systems. Watch those perfectly seasoned chips move from the flavoring drums toward the packaging area. Here's where the real race begins. Every second these chips sit in regular air, oxygen molecules attack the oils, starting that oxidation process that gives chips that awful stale cardboard taste nobody wants. The solution? High-speed packaging machines working with incredible efficiency. These mechanical marvels fill and seal up to 100 bags every minute, faster than you can count them. This rapid pace minimizes exposure to the atmosphere, protecting the chips fresh from the fryer taste. Speed alone can't shield these delicate snacks. Before sealing, each bag undergoes nitrogen flushing, forcing out regular air and replacing it with pure nitrogen gas. This creates a protective bubble around each chip, preserving both flavor and crunch. Regular air contains about 78% nitrogen and 21% oxygen, but inside those sealed bags, the composition dramatically changes to almost pure nitrogen. Remember that satisfying pop when you tear open a bag? That moment of anticipation signals something important. It's the sound of pressurized nitrogen being released. This sound confirms the preservation system worked perfectly until you broke the seal. This gas serves double duty, preventing oxidation since nitrogen doesn't react with oils, and creating a cushion that protects fragile chips during shipping. The packaging itself is equally impressive. While ordinary food wrappers might use just 1 or 2 layers of material, chip bags use multiple specialized layers, including aluminum and high-tech polymers. These create an impenetrable barrier against the 3 chip destroyers: oxygen, moisture, and light. Each layer has a specific purpose: physical protection, blocking ultraviolet light that accelerates oxidation, or forming barriers against moisture that would turn crispy snacks soggy. These sophisticated materials significantly increase production costs compared to simpler packaging options. But the investment pays off by extending shelf life from just days to several months, allowing worldwide distribution without compromising that fresh from the fryer taste experience. The packaging process runs almost entirely on automation. Sophisticated machines monitor nitrogen levels, check seal integrity, and ensure proper chip quantities. Precision sensors detect and reject packages with even tiny holes or incomplete seals. These bags never make it to store shelves. Consider this. Without this packaging technology, you'd need to eat chips within days of production. The nitrogen system effectively suspends time inside that sealed bag, preserving perfect chips until you're ready to enjoy them. That's why every satisfying crunch is a testament to this remarkable preservation system working exactly as designed. So, there you have it. The complete journey from humble spud to the snack you can't stop eating. What makes Lay's chips so addictive is a carefully engineered balance of flavor and texture. that triggers pleasure responses in your brain. That's why your hand keeps reaching into the bag. From field to package, every step reveals remarkable precision. Behind each crispy bite is a combination of technology, chemistry, and psychology working in harmony. The next time you open a bag, remember you're experiencing decades of food science designed specifically for your enjoyment. Now that you understand the transformation from simple potato to irresistible snack, you might see everyday foods in a whole new light, though you'll still struggle to eat just one.